I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, degenerate sleuths of the night. We gather to boldly go where others have refused. Welcome to the DT show, you salty mofos.
A man accused of killing 4 college students is behind bars, and he has ties to northeastern and central Pennsylvania. State police say 28-year-old Bryan Kohberger was arrested this morning at a home in Chestnut Hill Township.
I can't find any case law that would support that idea. That somehow a warrant would be needed for DNA left at a crime scene.
We are expected to learn more about the allegations against the girlfriend of a Boston police officer who was found unresponsive in the snow Saturday morning. I-Team sources say Karen Reed was in a relationship with John O'Keefe. She's facing charges including motor vehicle homicide and manslaughter.
So, the Commonwealth just provided the court with information that causes me grave concern. The implications of that information may have profound effects on this defense and defense counsel.
So, get your popcorn ready and your choice of drink. Get your butt on your seat. Like, comment, and subscribe for a treat. Here we go. It's time for the show. The Drunk Turkey Show.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. It's been a little bit since we talked about the Bryan Kohberger case. Well, maybe not. I think we talked about it about 2-3 nights ago. But yesterday I was talking more about the Karen Reed case, which is, after the questions that they had today, I'll make my prediction now. I think she's probably going to walk on the most severe charges and maybe perhaps get charged on something very minor, relatively speaking to the other charges that she could have been found on. So they're still deliberating. So we'll see how that goes. But my prediction on that is probably not in favor of the Commonwealth. But it is what it is. Oh, thank you. Miss O says, great hat. I appreciate that. Thank you, guys. But today we're going to get back into the Bryan Kohberger case. You know, just a couple of days ago, it was broken that who the DoorDash driver is / was, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if she's a DoorDasher anymore. She had an arrest, and her arrest kind of went viral. And so we talked about it. We'll talk a little bit more about her, what she saw. You know, I found the original video, and so it's a little bit clearer to hear, so that way you guys can hear what it is that she says. We can kind of compare and contrast with what I've been told before, and we're also going to talk about some of these new documents that have been dropped and what they mean. There's a court hearing tomorrow, guys. It's supposed to be, I believe, at 12:30 local time to Boise, which is weird, right? Because Boise, Idaho is actually in a different time zone than Moscow, Idaho. So Moscow, I believe they're on Pacific Standard Time, and Boise is on Mountain Time. So I believe it's an hour difference. I could be wrong, but I believe that's what it is. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. So I think tomorrow it's supposed to be at 12:30 Pacific Standard Time. So I'm assuming that it's going to be 1:30 Central Time for those here in the great state of Texas and in the central part of the United States. So I plan on going live at around 1 o'clock. There's supposed to be the alternate perpetrators is supposed to be the first part. Yes, the alternate perpetrators, I believe, is the first part that is going to be a sealed hearing. Now, and then afterwards, you're going to have your continuance hearing, which is supposed to be aired to the public. I'll be airing that out. We'll be going live. We'll be able to watch it in real time. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Do everything that you need to do. That way you're notified when we go live tomorrow. But I'm letting you guys know now we are going live tomorrow for that hearing. All righty. So let's start off first with the hearing and what we probably should expect tomorrow, and a little bit of a prediction of what I think is going to go on. So first is going to be the alternate perpetrators. We have quite a few documents here that have been dropped in the last few days, as I mentioned, and a lot of it is more secrecy. It's more hidden, more sealed documents throughout this, through the what's been dropped. So I'll just kind of read through them. It is the motion to seal the state's motion to amend the witness list and supplement expert disclosure. Motion to seal defendant's reply to support of motion for access. Motion to seal defendant's reply to the state's objection to the defendant's offer of proof referencing alternate perpetrators. And then you have the orders sealing those documents. So let's kind of just, I'm going to kind of open them up and go through them one at a time, see if there's anything of importance. So the first one is to seal the state's motion to amend witness list and supplement disclosure. All this is Idaho comes now through the Latah County Prosecuting Attorney Office and hereby moves to court. Idaho Administrative Rule 32.1 and Idaho Code 74 for an order sealing the state's motion to amend the witness list and supplement. So, I mean, I have a strong suspicion that all of these are going to be very much the same, that we want to, without any real substance in any of these documents. That's what it looks like. So to me, I think a lot of these have to do with, well, the first part, the witness, let me go back. This first one, the witness list and supplement expert disclosures. To me, this is an indication that the continuance is going to get denied. I think they're going to end up moving forward. I think they're going to end up going on with the trial as scheduled. I believe they're going to bring in for, jury selection on the 4th of August. And this trial is supposed to start August 11th, I believe, if they can get through all the jurors. I know that he has extended the amount of jurors that are going to be allowed, or not necessarily allowed, but the extended the amount of jurors that are going to be participating in this as far as alternate jurors. There's going to be your 12 regulars. Before, I think he was only going to put 4 alternates. Now it's going to be 6. So leaving you a total of 18 total jurors. And a lot of that had to do in part with the Dateline leak. And I think that is his remedy, so to speak, when it comes to the Dateline leak. I think when he goes in there and he talks about the continuance and he references the Dateline leak and things of that nature, I think he's going to reference the fact that they're going to add more jurors to the list there, so that way they can remedy the possible biasness if anybody has had any. A lot of the reason why they moved the hearing to Ada County was because of the media attention. This case was going to be getting media attention regardless, and I think it's been wrong for them to try to censor, try to shut down or quiet the victims' family members. They've tried to elicit that vigils for victims was a form of bad press for Bryan Kohberger, and that it would elicit a unfair trial for him. I mean, some pretty just stupid stuff, to be honest with you. Big old warm smell of colitas in the air kind of thing. For those that know, you have to be on the Discord if you want to get that joke. Well, anyways, I hear my wife. I digress. So to me, I just think that all this stuff that they were throwing out there, everything that they've been putting out there, that they think is negative towards Bryan Kohberger has just been over the top, foolish, and just kind of desperate. I mean, again, if these are signs of a weak case, in my opinion. But I digress. So to me, the fact that they're sealing, first and foremost, the witness and supplemental expert disclosures, I honestly don't know what that's about, why they would seal that. Perhaps they're hoping. I mean, look what just happened with the DoorDash driver, right? The DoorDash driver just has been ran through the mud with lies and a bunch of things. People have said that she was caught with meth, with hard drugs and things of that nature, and it's not there. I don't think she she was arrested or have ever been charged with anything like possession of narcotics or anything like that. Now, she was arrested and charged with driving while under the influence of either liquor or drugs or a narcotic of some sort. But as we'll break down the video here in the second half of the show, I'm not necessarily sure they were 100% right, and we'll break it down. But the next thing is that they're sealing here are the alternative perpetrators. So this tells me the fact that they're sealing all this is that there's really no evidence for anybody else. And again, going back to the DoorDash driver and all the heck she just took from a lot of different places, tells me that, yeah, you're going to want to end up keeping these things as disclosed as possible in efforts to protect some of these witnesses so that they're not getting harassed online in the same manner. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that that's probably where this is going to take place, or the reason why this is taking place. Now, when it comes to the, like I said, the alternate perpetrator, I think they don't have enough evidence. I don't think they're going to be able to get it. And I think it's going to get denied that they're going to be able to use the alternate perpetrator theory. And again, these are also people that obviously it's sealed because if they were to actually name somebody, well, I mean, we just saw what the DoorDasher went through. I think people are now trying to say that she was capable of committing this crime. I was like, I mean, with her arthritis and everything else and going up and down the stairs, the things that some people will believe over what's right in front of them, it's astonishing sometimes. But, I digress. So all in all, I think perpetrators thrown out the window. Court's going to be going on schedule. And I think we can kind of see that based on the manner in which these documents are coming in. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. So with that being said, let's move on to the next thing. Let's actually look at this traffic stop. And I wanted to bring this up because last time I didn't bring up the traffic stop. I just kind of explained some things to you guys. And so we'll find out the time and things. We're not going to go through it 100%. I'm just going to go through over some parts of it. Basically just their first interaction that she has with law enforcement. And then I'm going to fast forward it to what she says about what she saw. And then we're going to compare and contrast with what the information that I got that was relayed through somebody about what the DoorDasher may have seen. So let's start this off. Again, I just wanted to play the beginning part of this. Yeah, it's kind of funny. And this is the original video from, I believe it's Officer Axon. And this was posted like 8 months ago. So quite a while ago. And it's a lot clearer than the clip that I had, because the clip that I had was obviously screen recorded off of a screen recording. And so main reason why.
You took a pain pill recently? She's gonna do the DUI. She hasn't done one in a while.
Unless you want it, but it's yours if you want it.
We'll just do the possession if there is. That's fine. The other way?
So he said, we'll just do the possession. But she wasn't charged with possession. She ends up not being charged with possession of anything. The only thing that she was charged with was driving while under the influence of either liquor or a drug, I believe is what the charge is. And the person that's doing the arrest right now, the standardized field sobriety test, or to me, this is not going to clear. This is not going to check out, because the person who is going to be administering the standardized field sobriety test did not witness this person driving. I think that's a big issue. I think it's a huge issue. I think the officer that witnessed the driving that was impaired, that is making the decision that what he has witnessed up to this point is enough to administer the standardized field sobriety test, is the person that should be administering that. Now, I understand that this person's probably on a PPO, which is a probationary police officer. That's my guess. Given the fact that they're handing off a DWI this way to her. DWIs are typically pretty, the paperwork is pretty deep. And so you definitely want to hand those off to the rooks, but not in this manner. I would not have, if I was a defense attorney, which I'm not. And so, but if I was, I think that there's a lot that can be done in this case, and I don't think the charges are going to stick. But that's the first thing. The officer that is administering the standardized field sobriety test is not the officer that witnessed whatever infraction it was that she may have had.
And what's your name?
What are we doing?
What's your name?
What are we doing?
Well, I was going to ask you if you do some voluntary field sobriety tests.
I can do them, but I won't pass them.
Okay, why won't you pass them?
Because I have fibromyalgia, I have arthritis, I have a lot of issues with my body. It's very broken. I have nerve damage.
So the first thing I noticed is that her words aren't. I mean, she's crying, right? And she's active, but I don't hear the slurs, and she's not taking a lot of time to think about her questions. She's answering them very fluently. And what I mean by fluently isn't like, oh, like a conversation like you and I are having. Like when I've talked to individuals who are under the influence of intoxication, their words are slowed and slurred. Like it would have been like, what? Oh, yeah, let me get this out of my back sleep. Like that's what you are what you would hear is a slurred, slowed. Now that's for alcohol. Hydrocodone, I think, would have probably the same effect. I don't think that's an upper, but I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that's a painkiller that brings you down.
I went through this with Jordan last time.
Oh.
So she goes, I went through this last time. So she's aware obviously she's aware that she's just been recently arrested. Also went through the same thing, DWI. And I don't know what why they pulled her over. I've not seen that traffic stop whatsoever. So I can't comment on that, but I will just comment on only this one. And I would assume that if somebody just recently got arrested, they're out on bond, most likely, right? You're out on bond. And so if you're out on bond, you can have your bond revoked and go get sent back to jail if you get into more trouble. And so, you can see a difference when they decide to arrest her and it becomes real. She really starts hyperventilating and you can kind of see that towards them when they're talking to her in the station.
Okay. And what's your name?
Molly, my boy has my
Molly.
ID. I'm trying to call my boyfriend. It's his truck. Jimmy. Jordan put me over again. Yeah, I'm in Walmart parking lot. The tags, and now they're DUI.
So I don't know how true this is, but from what I have talked to people who've done the research, I've not seen it myself. The only thing that she's had on her record was the DUIs and traffic violations. And this traffic violation is, if she's accurate, I don't know. I don't know. She's telling her boyfriend she could be minimizing what her infractions were, but apparently she's saying it was just for an expired tag. You know what I'm saying? And so it's difficult to, like, when I was going through, training for administering the standardized field sobriety test and to do these things, you have to take a DWI course. And like I said before, your officers are trained to look for more than one reason for a DWI stop. And yes, if you pulled somebody over and they smelled like a skunk, they blew a bunch, they blew and it was over the limit. Yeah, you can definitely end up still getting those. But in a situation like this, where we already know that she blew zeros. So if she was blowing zeros, that should tell us one thing, right? That she does not smell like alcohol. Now, that's not the reason why I think they arrested her. They arrested her for the suspicion of being possibly under the influence of drugs. Now, they didn't do a blood test on her today, but they are waiting for blood work from another incident, which seems to be weird, right? Because if somebody is prescribed pain meds and they take them, they're not under the influence of the pain meds all the time. They're under the influence while it's activated, right? So if I were to take a hydrocodone at 10 o'clock in the morning, would it still have the same effect on me at 5 o'clock at night if I hadn't taken it throughout the entire day? And if I go and take a drug test, am I going to test dirty for that hydrocodone that I took at 10 a.m. in the morning, which probably doesn't have an effect on my driving at 5 p.m. And I think that's important. And I think a defense attorney is going to point that out, is there isn't really a test that can determine the amount of how high you are currently when it comes to those type of drugs. You have to really fall back and lean on other things like driving habits, impaired driving. What did you see for driving? The standardized field sobriety test. Did they pass or fail the the horizontal gaze and nystagmus? Did they pass or fail the walk and turn, the one-legged stand? And if you're limited on those things, like you don't have the impaired driving, or you don't have at least an offense to point towards that says that their driving was impaired, and you don't really have any standardized field sobriety test because she's incapable of doing that, I don't think the charge is going to stick. Again, I'm not saying she's innocent of this. I honestly don't know. She could very well be under the influence of a narcotic and it have impaired her driving. What I am saying is I don't think the charge is going to stick. Kind of like when I mentioned with Karen Reed. I think she hit her boyfriend. I just don't think that the charges are going to stick in that case either. I don't think that in this case the charges are going to stick. But again, I don't know what the infractions were or how she was driving. I can only tell by, we can only look at how she's acting now.
DUI again.
510 stuff.
Same stuff. Can you get here, please?
Molly did tell me about taking a pain pill.
No, I'm not.
Tell you what kind
I'm
of pill?
standing over here in Walmart parking lot. I was gonna take
Molly?
Ricky to the bathroom.
Did you say what type of pain pill it was? I'm sorry if I missed it. Was it
It was a hydrocodone, yes.
Was it a 5 milligram or a 3?
No, it's 10 milligrams.
Oh, a 10
I
milligram.
don't
Okay.
have a 3. I've been on
Oh,
them.
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Or a 3. We don't.
I'm sorry. I don't know my.
So she was about to say I've been on, and later on she talks about some of the stuff that she has, and she's diagnosed with all of them. And again, the bottle probably says you shouldn't be driving with this, and you have to show impaired driving. I'm not sure how much you can show with an expired tag.
Pain pill.
I think after that leg thing, it would be really familiar.
Hey, how's it going?
No, I try to use ibuprofen and
This is
Tylenol.
two different.
There's no way.
Jimmy, this is two different ones. Jordan's not talking to me. Please. Are you coming?
Hey, Molly,
I'm
I
on
kind of
the
need your
porch.
attention.
I wonder if they handed it off to the female officer, because she said Jordan's not talking to me anymore, and she said she hasn't done one in a while. Maybe it's because of the optics. He had just pulled her over, maybe even arrested her for the same thing, right? What if he pulled her over for expired tags and then arrested her for DWI, and then he does it again? Not saying that she doesn't deserve it. Obviously, her tags are still expired, so you probably should have taken care of that. But it could look weird, right? Then it can almost look like an officer is targeting a certain person. Does that make sense? And the optics of that is it's not good. I mean, Karen Reed case, officers really shouldn't be doing things that make them look like they're doing something they're not supposed to. You know what I'm saying? And so, I don't like it. I'm just saying that I don't like it. I would have had this person get a ride home and ticketed her for her violation of her expired tags. But that's me.
Attention.
I know. I'm just.
Okay.
He's coming. He has stage 4 and cancer.
And her boyfriend has stage 4 cancer. I forgot to mention that. She just let everybody know that.
He's dying. He's coming.
Can he drive?
He's having his friend drive him. He doesn't. Or no, he's probably. Are you bringing the Subaru? Okay, he's bringing the car. Yes, he can legally drive.
Okay. All right, Molly. Hey, we got time limits, okay? So can we do
I know. He.
So can you hang up the phone real quick?
Why can't I
can
leave
tell.
him? I told him.
I mean, he knows where you are, and he's headed this way. There's not a whole lot of
I
reason.
would like to keep him on the phone.
Because you can put it on your car.
Here, I can hold it and
No,
talk to him.
I just want to keep him on the phone. This was.
Yeah, just put it on speaker.
This
Put
is
it on
all
the
I
hood.
want to do. Okay, that's it.
You can just put it on the hood.
I'm putting you
He
on
can
the
hear
hood of the car. Okay, they're gonna try making me. I gotta try and do this Friday thing again.
Okay, well, I'll stay quiet. Let it do it. You're okay, babe.
I told him that I can't do it.
You know you're fine. You know you're sober. You know you're okay. Don't worry about it. I know it's triggering everything. Oh my God.
I am afraid. Please hurry.
Okay, Molly, you want to put that on the hood so we can get started? Sooner it's started, sooner it's over,
It's
okay?
not my truck, officer. It's his truck.
So the meth in here is not yours?
What meth?
The meth?
Right there.
What are you talking about?
The drugs.
What drugs?
There's
Drugs
you
in the
know
car.
to search my truck.
Okay.
What drugs?
No, I was just clarifying.
What drugs?
If there was drugs, they're not yours, right? Okay.
Well, one, if you do actually see drugs and you can see it through a window, you don't need a dog. You don't need anything else to go in there and pick it up. If it's in plain view, as this officer is indicating, you can open the door and actually pull it out now. It's in plain view. And so him saying, oh, okay, you know, I don't know. It seemed almost like he was trying to trick her. But the other thing, too, is in the end, she was not charged with anything. She wasn't charged with possession of anything. There was no charge of possession in the vehicle. There was nothing in the vehicle. But so he's pointing out to some meth. Well, if you're seeing meth through a window, why isn't she being charged with it? Why aren't you opening the door and picking it up? If I saw meth through a window, it's right here. You have a body cam, you can look. You can see it right there. Powder residue, whatever. Open it up. You have PC now to open it up. Test it. Comes back positive for methamphetamines. You got possession. In fact, they spoke about possession in the beginning, that they were going to charge you with possession, yet it didn't come in.
Just want to make sure.
Jesus. He's coming.
So
Okay,
the
Mom.
drugs are not yours. Just clarify.
There's no drugs in there.
Okay. There's no drugs. You know that for a fact.
Yeah. It's not my truck.
Okay. Oh, wait. You don't know. Okay.
It's not my truck. I can't. God damn it.
Let's just.
And before anybody says, well, it's not her truck, whatever the case may be, I don't think that excuse has ever saved anybody's ass. I'm just being 100% honest with you. You know, a lot of people have said a lot of things. These aren't my pants. This ain't my car. This ain't my truck. I'm just holding that backpack. It's my friend's backpack. You know what I'm saying? So that never saved anybody's rear end. Never once. So if somebody's trying to say, well, you know, they didn't charge her with possession of the drugs because it's not her truck. That's possession is 9/10 of the law, yo. So no.
Just take a step away from the bumper of the car so you're not leaning on it. All right.
I'm not leaving.
Okay, perfect. And just look right at me. Molly, I'm not going to make you walk. I'm not going to make you lift a leg. We have other tests we can do, okay?
Great.
All right. So I need you to stand with your feet together. Okay? Arms flat down by your sides for me. All right. Do you wear contacts or glasses?
I do.
You do? And you're not wearing them right now?
I have my contacts in.
You have your contacts in. Okay. And
They're
any
really dry.
any medications other than the hydro that you took?
I took a hydro. I took a cold medicine.
Cold medicine?
That's it.
Okay. When did you take the hydro? Ish.
I don't even know what time it is now.
Me neither. 7 p.m.
Can I look at my phone and see when I was home?
No, that's okay. If you can hazard a guess, it doesn't really make a huge difference.
That's the problem. It was...
I think it does make a big difference. I think it makes a huge difference. If she took a prescribed medication in the morning, what different, you know, how is that affecting her driving? And what did you see as far as her driving that elucidated you to believe that her driving was impaired? I'm not a defense lawyer, but I guarantee you those are the first questions a defense attorney is going to say. What do you mean it's not important what time it was? What do you mean it's not important to be accurate about that information? It's 100% important to know about that. It's 100% to be accurate about that. 100%. She was charged with DWI-L or something like that. It's a little bit different in Washington. than it is in Texas. And so she was charged with like driving while under the influence of liquor or a drug of some sort or something like that. I'm not sure the exact title, but she blew zero. So the liquor aspect is out the window.
Wasn't even paying attention to the clock.
Okay. What about the cold medicine? Did you take the hydro and the cold medicine at the same time? Okay. Anything else? You take a multivitamin?
No.
Okay.
Not even my iron.
Not even a women's daily?
Nope.
Come on, Molly.
No, I don't.
We gotta take our vitamins here. Okay, so I need you to stand with your feet together for me, please.
I take other stuff because I have an immune deficiency.
Okay.
I ended up in a coma.
Okay. Kratom or anything like that? Okay.
I take specific ones because they help with my immunity. It's my lungs. I was in a coma.
Okay. All right.
Years ago.
All the way up for me, hands by your sides.
Damn it. Jimmy, get here, please.
Okay. And can you look at me, please?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so I need you to remain in that position until I tell you to move, okay?
I will.
All right.
My very best.
So I need you to look at the tip of my pen and follow the tip of my pen with your eyes and only your eyes, okay? Don't move your head at all.
See, right there, when I've dealt with people who are intoxicated, their head moves. That is one of the biggest signs. In fact, that is the first tell sign when you're doing the horizontal gaze and nystagmus. The first thing, there's a few things that you're looking for. You're looking for bouncing. You're looking for equal tracking. You're looking for head movement. And it's the first one, to be honest with you, when you go through your list of things that you're looking for. Her head looks pretty still to me. Her head looks still to me. I mean, she's freaking out. She's obviously, going through something. And again, she may be on something. I mean, there are some folks who, can take things and act fairly normal. Passing the horizontal gaze and the nystagmus isn't really one of them. I've pulled over one guy who was a career drunk, and he passed the walk and turn, the one-legged stand, but failed the horizontal gaze and nystagmus. That's the one you really can't fail. I mean, that's the one you really can't fake. I'm sorry. Your eyes bounce, your head moves. You don't have equal tracking. You can't control those things. The one-legged stand, the walk and turn. Some career alcoholics, they can pass those. Because it takes more for them to get drunk than other folks, right? And so, but this part, I don't know. To me, she doesn't move her head. And I mean, I don't know, Washington could be different, but you're trained that if they do move their head, you tell them keep your head still. And the reason why you want to say that is because sometimes the head doesn't come out moving on camera, right? So you want to make sure you are verbally saying this. You're verbally putting it out there on the camera so that you are identifying that you're seeing the head move. And that's not happening here. So either she really doesn't know what she's doing, or she's not seeing what I'm not seeing, which is head movement.
Mikey, hush.
Can you turn your head straight for me?
Sorry.
There we go.
I did notice that her head tilted on the last one. But everything else is... she moved her head there. So I would have docked her for one.
All right. So you can stay in that position for this next.
So I would have docked her for one. I saw her head move, or maybe two. She did tilt. Now, I can't tell if her eyes are bouncing. It's impossible from this angle. I would be lying if I said yes. I'd be lying if I said no. It's impossible to tell. But I would have docked her twice. For some head movement, but the way I was trained, and this was almost 2 decades ago, guys, if not longer. It's been a long time. It was 3 that resulted in a fail. And so if she had nystagmus at maximum deviation or onset at 45 or unequal tracking, then maybe perhaps there was some more clues there, but it's kind of hard to determine somebody's driving is impaired, legally. I mean, if you were on a jury, would you put this lady, would you convict her based on the fact that she was pulled over for an expired tag? And there's no way of telling when it was that she took the medication that she took that was probably prescribed to her, because she wasn't charged with possession. And, I don't think I could, to be honest with you. I don't think I could.
Next one. Give me just a second. My kids took my watch off the charger, so I'm going to have to improvise.
And so now she goes into some other things like that aren't really part of the deal there. And then when they tell her she's going to jail, she kind of breaks down. So let me fast forward that.
Well, I got that. What did it sound like in your head?
1, 2, 3.
All right. And you're saying your body is in no condition to do any walking or standing or balancing?
All my
it's up to you.
joints are all messed up. My knees dislocate, my hips dislocate. I can't walk.
Okay.
Like everybody else.
Want to give you a fair shot if you got it.
Yeah, I have my keys. That's where you put the truck key on. Is Aaron there?
Okay, Molly.
She does sway a little bit more than I'd like.
Molly, at this time you are under arrest for DUI, okay? I believe you're under the influence. Go ahead and turn around and put your hands behind your back for me, please.
Please, can you put my phone? He's coming.
All right, so she gets under arrest and she is panicking, obviously. Let's fast forward it a little bit. And then I'm going to answer, before we get going again, I'm going to answer some, where was I? I think it was at 35. Answer a couple of super chats. So we have True Crime Lullabies coming in with a newest member. Welcome. I'm going to put a Discord link at the end of the show so that way our newest members can get in. We have a Stephanie coming in with her membership for 3 months. Thank you. We have Peyton with a $9.99 super chat. DT, you're doing the phone calls. Got a couple questions on this one. Depending on how early I finish, I might. I know I'm definitely doing. Well, tomorrow I'm going to be doing the live throughout the hearing, but tomorrow night I might go back live again, and I might, I'm going to go back live tomorrow night, and we'll do some phone calls, and we'll do Karen Reed and Bryan Kohberger phone calls. Thank you, Peyton, so much. Let's see. But I'll let you know. If I end up getting off here early, I'll let you know. Mary Beth Carswell coming with a new membership. Thank you. Jenna with a new membership. Susan also, or not Susan, I'm sorry. Sue. I am so sorry I mispronounced your name. But thank you so much for becoming the newest member. Mountain Mama's been a member for 27 months, over 2 years. Wow. Thank you. Best true crime channel on YouTube. Thank you. Sue comes in saying, took a bullet in the hip. I'm on hydro, not that strong. So 10 milligrams is strong. I honestly don't know. I know I was on some medication for my arm. And in the beginning, it was not advised that I drove. I don't feel like I was impaired to drive, but I didn't drive. Obviously my vehicle standard. So I didn't drive that car. My wife drove around, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much, I don't know the effect of 10 milligrams of hydrocodone would be. Whoa. True Crime Lullabies. Thank you so much with a $50 super sticker. You're amazing. Thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Thank you. You guys are awesome. And yes, join the membership, and then in the community page under members only, you'll see hold on one second. Oh, I might have some breaking news on something. Give me a second. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. I do have some news, but I can't break it yet. That's concerning. I need to think about this one. I need to think about this one, but yeah. Alrighty. So, let's go through here, and then let me play this real quick.
Okay. It's too large. Couple. I don't work there all the time. Did a doctor diagnose that, or? My doctor includes, yes, they're all diagnosed. Okay. I have PTSD. I have depression. I have insomnia. My husband was murdered in front of me. He was shot 9 times. Our friends. Where did that happen? In Moscow. In Moscow? Yep. When was that? Early. Who was your husband? Charles Michael. He was shot in the head. And now I have to testify. A murder case too, so yeah, because I'm a DoorDash driver, so yeah. You have to testify in which murder case? Murder case with college girls. Oh. I'm a DoorDash driver, I saw Bryan very nice job. Car accidents, rapes, abuse. Okay. So you think it's all of those issues that make it look like you're under the influence of drugs? I have no idea. Okay. Molly, how do you spell your first name? And do you have a middle initial? And then how do you spell that? So yeah, because I'm a DoorDash driver, so yeah. You have to testify in which murder case? Murder case with college girls. Oh. I'm a DoorDash driver, I saw Bryan. Very nice job.
So what she's saying, and then want to say thank you to Midwest, and also want to say thank you to Lou for Midwest for being a member mod and for gifting a membership. Lou for being the newest member. What she said is that she's the DoorDasher, and that she saw Bryan there, and that she parked right next to him. Now I have it on really, really good authority that I got reached out to a long time ago, over 2 years ago. So this was right around the time that the arrest happened, and the person that reached out to me was a friend of the DoorDash driver, and basically it told me that the DoorDash driver, she described who she was, and then told me that what she saw that night, and based on some information that I recently just got, I'm very, very, very confident that the information that she gave was correct. So what she said is that she was delivering the food to the house, and then she pulled up, she delivered the food, and when she got back in her car, she had looked and she made eye contact with a woman that was in the doorway, and that or in the window, I'm sorry, in the second floor window, and that a white car had passed and was coming back and was going really, really slow, but was really intense and focused on the house, and pulled up right next to her, and then kept going. Now she says I parked right next to him, so it sounds like it's a little bit different, but what she told me was that she had parked, and that she had seen the car coming, and it pulled up right next to her. So interesting stuff, man. But I think we Yeah, saw that. Yeah. And right now, it's just unfortunate of what she's going through, and I hope she knows that she has some people on her side. If you're listening, Molly, uh, reach out to me, please. I need to talk to you about something, and not something that's going to be aired or anything like that. And we're on your side. We want to help you. So if you would reach out to me, that'd be great. All righty, guys. So let's see. Feel bad for her. Yeah, I do too. I think she's going through a hard time, and I feel like she's gone through the ringer, man. She had her ex or her husband. I'm not sure if they were married or not, but her significant other shot in front of her, and then her current boyfriend has stage 4 cancer, I believe is what she said. And then she witnessed, or she was there dropping the food off at the same time that Bryan Kohberger was out there and may have seen him. Now, my biggest thing is, if she saw him, was she able to identify him? Right? Did she see him good enough? Like, for instance, before they put the cuffs on Bryan Kohberger, did they reach back out to her? Did they talk to her? Did they say, hey, this is who we think he is? Or did they put his photo in a lineup and say, here he is? I have a tendency to believe that she wasn't able to do that. Now, the reason why is because I think that would have been in the PCA. I really do think that would have been in the PCA. So I think that maybe she saw somebody and maybe is only able to identify certain features of the person, but is unable to identify who they are, so to speak. Maybe she'll say that it was a white male, dark hair, those type of things, right? Not necessarily any real detail about certain aspect of it. And I wonder how long after the murders happened did she come forward, and speak on what she knew. You know what I mean? She can strengthen the timeline. I think she can. But in the end, she ends up getting released out of here at like 11:30. So this is it says 3:59. And so at the other time it was like 2 something, and they said it was like 7. So we can assume this is like just right before 9 o'clock, where she's talking this. And then here she is at 23:25. So just before midnight.
That's all right.
They're releasing
straight
her.
ahead of this camera.
Now they took her photo, her mugshot, and which is weird. That's usually the first thing you do, but different places are different, so take that for what it is.
Camera.
So they're taking her mugshot.
Leave your body still, but turn your head all the way to the right. So this way. Leave your body still. Is the criminal citation. I'll take the pen. You good on both? Okay. All right.
Let's hear the charge.
I know Officer Carpenter went over all this paperwork with you, but I'm going to go over with you again just so you are well aware of all the different things. This piece of paper is the criminal citation. I'll take the pen. Anytime someone is arrested, they get one of these, unless they get put in jail. So it has your information, where this all occurred, vehicle information, and the criminal charge, driving under the influence. Up on the top part is all the court information, but essentially what this part says is the next 15 days, they're going to be mailing you a packet of papers to this address. If that is incorrect, or you want your paperwork to go somewhere else, call the court, their phone number, website, mailing address right here. Why it's important to have a good address is if they assign you a court date and send you paperwork about that and you don't show up, there'll be a warrant for your arrest. Let's see. So, as Officer Carpenter explained, you have court at 1 p.m. at that location Pullman. You land on Pullman Day, so it's just across the parking lot. Okay, have to be there. Don't show up, there's a warrant for your arrest. This piece of paper is your right to a hearing. And so this is for the potential upcoming suspension of your license. If you'd like that opportunity, make sure you fill this out, send it in. Again, you only have 7 days from today to mail it in. That's your registration for the vehicle. Looks like this was, maybe you handed it to her or something. Oh no, this is the deputy. The deputy pulled you over. Looks like he issued you a citation for failing to renew your registration. Did he explain this to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Just remember, check 4 boxes. 1 of the 4 boxes, mail it in within 30 days. Okay. This is your copy of the breath ticket that detects alcohol. Just shows that you had all zeros, no alcohol in your system. Okay. Now that you got your property back, I just need a signature right here that we gave you everything that we're holding on to. All right. Just grab you that, your paperwork. This door here without a window, you're gonna push hard on it. Push hard on the second door, and you'll be right in that lobby, and you can make phone calls for someone to pick you up. You're welcome.
How can I?
Thank you. You too.
You see, and her body language and stuff really hasn't changed much since she got pulled over, and it's been 6-7 hours. And so, I mean, I don't know how long hydrocodone 10 milligrams lasts in your system. And so she took it, within an hour of driving. I mean, it's been 6 hours. I don't know. I mean, I've taken pain meds. I don't think it ever had that type of effect on me that long afterwards. I've never taken anything harder than anything that's not prescribed. So I wouldn't actually be able to tell you, if somebody was abusing, hydrocodone, if how long that can linger. And so I mean, those are 2 different things. You know what I'm saying? But she blew zeros. They still had her for the amount of drugs in her system. I mean, for having drugs in her system. They didn't do a blood test on this one. They were waiting on I guess the one before. I wonder if it comes back that, just the stuff that she's been prescribed to, and if it comes back at a limit that one would normally see from a prescribed that amount, meaning I wonder if they can tell if somebody's abusing it or not based on their blood level. Now, I'm not a doctor that way, so I would be interested in that. Let's see. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? I feel 10 times worse now. Not sure, Dr. Vona. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't think it's going to stick. I don't think it did stick. They didn't charge her with possession of anything, and they didn't find any drugs that weren't prescribed to her. Because even if they found, like, just say hydrocodone and it was prescribed to somebody else, well, she's still in possession of a controlled substance, and that's a violation of law, and you go to jail for that too. So they didn't charge her with those things. They didn't charge her. If anybody knows Molly, can you please reach out to me? I need to get in touch with her about something that was referencing my text message that I got in the middle of the show. I think it's very important that we speak to her. It has nothing to do with coming on the show or anything like that. But if anybody does know her, if anybody's in the Washington, Spokane, Pullman area who knows her, reach out to me. I just need to get her in touch with the right person about something that could help her. And so please just reach out to me, Molly, or if anybody is friends with her. It's important that we talk to her fairly quickly. And so if you guys, I know you guys are amazing. All my viewers are amazing. you guys have the power of getting in contact with her and reach out to her and have her get in contact with me, that'd be awesome. I know you guys can do it, so I'd appreciate that. Let's see. They only charged her because she started crying and talked too much about taking meds. That's true. I agree with that, Betty Ross. I agree with that 100%. And I think there may have been some confirmation bias as well. There was a part where one of the officers was like, you need to get help. You're on drugs, this, that, and the third. And I think he's already just assumed. And I think it may have been the guy that was involved in the first DWI arrest. If I had to take a guess, that was Jordan who had made those comments. There might be some confirmation bias going on there too. Let's see. Thank you, DR. Let's see. Yeah, she might now want to. Yeah, I want to get in touch with her for something that is completely outside of anything content created. Nothing of that nature. I need to put her in touch with somebody who I think can that need her help, and that maybe we can help her too. And so yeah, I need to get her. I need to get in touch with her as soon as possible. So if you guys can, that'd be great. Would she have been put on the gag order as well? That's a great question, C-Joy. I don't know. Thank you, Titanium Built. Yeah, if we can get, if anybody can get a hold of her, I need to get her in touch with some of my people about something, and it'd be helpful. It's important for this case. I guarantee you that, guys. Let's see. Yeah, I agree. Coming out is probably devastating to her. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not looking to put her on the show. I'm not looking to interview her or do any of those things. Just I need to get her in touch with the right people about something. And it'd be very helpful if you guys could help me out. I know that I have a large community. That community goes into the Washington area, whether it be Pullman or Spokane. And I'd appreciate your help. I appreciate it. I reached out to her friend, and now I need some help getting in contact back. You know what I'm saying? So I would help you guys. I would need your help, guys. All righty. Well, it's about what defending Kohberger says about you. What are you talking about, Dr. Vona? I'm all intrigued, but there's so many comments going through here. I can't figure out what you're talking about. But tomorrow we're going to be going live. We're going to be going live throughout the hearing. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Let me pull this off the channel real quick. And, we'll be going live tomorrow, and then I'll probably do another show. I'll probably do 2 tomorrow. I'll probably play the hearing. If there's a verdict, which I think there probably will be tomorrow in the Karen Reed case, we'll probably talk about that in the second half, at the night evening. And then we'll also talk about maybe answer your phone calls on the Bryan Kohberger case. And then we can get you guys on. But I plan on doing that either tomorrow night. So, or I could do that Thursday. I'm trying to think, because tomorrow I'm definitely we're already airing the hearing, and then we'll play it by ear on the Karen Reed stuff, and then on the phone calls afterwards. But I do plan on going live tomorrow as well. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell. You guys know what to do. I'll be back tomorrow night, or tomorrow morning, or afternoon actually, and we'll be watching the continuance hearing and so much more, guys. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. Nope. You guys have yourself a great night. Until tomorrow, I'll be back. Peace.
But it's too late now. I remember you and me, and how careless we could be.
All day and all night, we'd stay up, it felt so right. We were so young, we were so dumb. We would get drunk and then hook up. We were okay, we were alright, staying awake till till the sunrise. We were in love, couldn't stop us. Like a good drug, never run. We hook up in my car, driving so far. Play your guitar, you'd show me your heart. Let down our guards, think with our hearts. Stare at the stars, we were never apart. Drinking too young, way too much fun. Out in the sun, orbit when it's gone. Took you to prom, dance to our song. Dance all night long till the lights come on. Late now, I remember everything, and how careless we could be, and how careless we could be.